Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we currently need to finish repairing the Black Knight, but of course we're not super rushed about that. We are, I believe, otherwise good to deploy. I believe I went through these already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. So let's go ahead and double check our mech bay, make sure that there's nothing going on here. The Orion needs a little work. So we'll go ahead and refit that. What do we need here? We need to repair the PPC and a couple of locations. Okay. 1800 C-bills, 1 day. Let's do it. We can tick forward 1 day, that's fine. There we go. The Orion is complete. So let's go ahead and look at what we want to deploy to. This defend base is immediately interesting to me. That's a lot of pay, that's 4 skulls, and 523 salvage. Unfortunately, we don't get a free priority salvage, but I think maybe we run it right down the middle. Let's go ahead and do that, and we're going to need to bring the Hector, I think. I'd love to bring the Mark II. Although, I should have checked this before we ticked forward, for sure. But it's not a big deal. We can hop into the Madcap Mark II here. I'm pretty sure we need another ton of ammo, right? For the Gauss? We can free up a ton of ammo? We have a double ton of ammo, if I recall correctly. Let's see here. Yeah, we have a double ton of ammo Gauss here. So we could put in some internal structure, I suppose. How long will that take? The other option is we can drop this Gauss ammo. Do we not have any endosteel structure available right now? Awkward. Okay, we're probably just going to have to run the 2 tons here. And what can we drop to bring this to a better position? We need to drop about half a ton, a little bit over. I suppose we could drop a little leg armor. Bring this down like so. That'll do the trick. That'll take 2 days. I should have done this before we ticked forward, but we'll tick forward another 2 days. There we go. We're fine. So let's go back to that mission. Negotiate this right down the middle as we were. We run the Hector here, and we run the Madcap Mark II here. Over here, I think we run the AH Centurion and the Wolverine. Now, these mechs are going to be potentially a little bit on the low-armored side. We'll see how that goes. We are interested in getting another heavy online, but for now, this will do. We need a Centurion, a Wolverine, and a Madcap Mark II pilot. So let's go ahead and go for these guys. They have affinities for those mechs. Now, we don't have anybody in the Madcap Mark II. Do we have anyone with Hector affinities? I kind of don't think so. I'm going to move Rain into the Madcap Mark II because Muffin Top here has Battlemaster affinities. So there we go. Now we need someone with Hector affinities, but I'm not sure such a thing exists. So I think we will just run Chronic Toast since he could use some training. Okay. We've got 585 tons to drop in here. We don't have any vehicles, of course. Let's do it. So, of course, this is a 4-skull defend base mission. We'll see how that ends up going. I mean, yes, this is decent ideas right here. Consider cooling down using a UAV turn or just bracing rather than taking a bad shot if you fail your sensor roll, which we've been doing a fair amount of recently. That is for sure. But generally speaking, I think that it's still worth taking a bad shot there, as long as you're not wasting ammo you would otherwise need. Or overheating too much. Just be cautious with it, right? So we need to defend the occupied base. Hostile Kharitan forces have been making increasingly bold incursions toward one of our processing facilities on Cimarron. This facility represents a substantial cash investment for the locals, and its destruction would be both politically and financially disastrous. We need a capable mercenary company to defend the site. Oh, well, that rules us out. Payment will be remitted upon the repulsion of all hostile Kharitan units. The local government facility must be running on incredibly narrow margins if they can't afford to protect it themselves. Anyway, Commander, this should be very straightforward. Well, we'll see how straightforward it is. So where's the Vanguard coming from? Yep, we're going to have turrets. We need to escort the convoy in. Out over here. Okay. I'd like to deploy over here. Our options are fairly limited for that. We could deploy, like, here. And then along this line-ish. Maybe, like, out over here. Like that. That would work. We'll go ahead and do just that.
Time to get dirty. Ready for action.
We just got credit for destroying the enemy Vanguard.
Ready for action, Commander.
So there's that. Our local government is 2 Nidhogg's here. They've also got an Aladdin and Orion. They have a carrier. And they have a Prowler. I feel like we may have been misled on the disposition of the enemies here. We're just going to brace everybody. We should see enemies spawning here. At like the end of this round, I think. No? Okay. We're just going to brace again. We now have the turrets online. I'm questioning how this is a 4-skull mission if there are no enemies, but okay. I mean, we are expecting enemies to spawn any moment now, right?
Bracing for impact.
There we go.
New sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Okay, so there are enemies over here. We see a Heliopolis, a Maquis, a Banshee, and an Emperor. That's a bit more like it. Do we see any other lances? That was some pretty good armor shred. Especially considering this guy still had his 6 evasive pips, I believe. Yeah, he did. We're going to reserve. And let's see what these other allied units decide to do. I mean, not great there, but it did some damage to the Emperor. That's fine. Of course, the Orion will move next, and it will also fire at the Emperor. Okay. There are 5 units up here. Ah, 3 more up here. Another Emperor, a Catapult, and a Banshee. So they're a pretty heavy pair of lances. We're going to continue reserving here. We're going to allow this Maquis to move first. We're going to continue to reserve.
Sure, just forget about me.
Prowler firing on the Emperor. I don't like that choice. Okay. The Heliopolis is going to fire on something. Just sensor lock the Nidhogg? Okay. That's not too shabby. I don't hate that.
Hear ya.
At this point, our Wolverine is going to start heading over this way.
Pedal to the metal.
And we're just probably going to... Oh, I was expecting to be able to fire on these guys, but I guess we're just going to pot-shot this Maquis. There's not much hit odds here, but we'll see.
Firing on target.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Ooh, I may need some more time in the simulator.
Nah, you just never had a chance to hit that one, really. That's fine. Less than a 1% chance. Phase 15, they're going to make multiple moves. It's going to be the Banshee and probably the other Banshee, if I had to guess. Okay. A little bit of damage there to the Heliopolis, but really not very much. Yeah, not much at all there. Structure exposure on the Nidhogg, allegedly. Okay, Banshee also firing on that Nidhogg.
Got something you want done?
Our Mark II is going to step up to here. And at this point, we can fire on basically any of these. 43% on that Mackie, 74 on the Heliopolis, and that sounds like a target to me. So we'll go ahead and fire this. We're going to save the rocket packs, I think. That was good damage to the Heliopolis.
Reporting critical hit.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Carrier moves up, also fires on the Heliopolis indirect, and that's actually a kill. SRM ammo explosion taking out the Heliopolis. That's huge. Wow. I didn't expect that already, but okay. They're just really hammering in that Nidhogg. Yeah, that catapult is running some form of missile artillery.
Hit, Commander.
It's good to know. The Mackie moves up. Fires on the carrier, gets some internal damage. Okay.
Confirmed.
Our Hector is going to step up to here.
I'm rolling.
And who are we going to shoot at? Well, let's check hit odds. Actually, we have really good hit odds on that catapult. Shockingly good hit odds on the catapult. We're going to fire on it. We're going to fire the tag first. Yeah. That was solid damage to that catapult. I like it. Phase 12, they're going to move their Emperor up. Continuing to fire on that carrier. This is completely fine by me, by the way. We're going to sprint up with our Orion, which, remember, is now a brawler-ish. Like a mid-range brawler. 60%. Honestly, I still like hitting the catapult over here. Let's see. Should we fire the heavy rotary AC-5 in lower modes? I think we fired in X4 here.
Engaging with target.
As a knockdown on the catapult. We want to eliminate this catapult because it has that artillery. So the Awesome is going to move up. I don't think it gets a solid LOS. Well, maybe it does get a solid LOS on the catapult here, actually. It does. I'm going to fire this Rocket 20. Finish the catapult if you can.
Locking on.
There we go.
Hope we can sell
Technically, those were AoE TBMs. Okay.
Short-range missiles.
Good to know. We're going to move up with our Centurion to here, I guess. I don't really love this position, but we can fire on the Banshee. Hit odds are pretty low. I'm actually just going to brace, and we'll use that as a maneuvering round. Next up, the Salamander will position here.
Location confirmed.
And this cluster is the obvious target. Yeah, definitely. I think we fire on... We can probably fire standard direct. Yeah, on the Emperor. Do it. Don't fire the X-Pulse because of heat. Ooh, AC-5 ammo explosion.
Hope we can
Wow.
salvage that.
These guys are dropping like flies. That's insane.
Hey,
Okay, the Battlemaster is going to move up over to here.
if you say so.
We've got that LBX. We could fire on the Mackie. Hit odds are only 37. But in fact, that's kind of our best hit odds right now. So we'll go ahead and do so. I mean, Mackies are not the greatest, right? Very little rear armor there, but we're not going to be hitting the rear arc.
All right.
Wow, we hit all that. We're rolling very well so far. Thermobarics hitting that Mackie. Turret starts getting a little bit of damage in there, but in all honesty, not very much.
Tech warriors, show 'em what you got.
Okay, phase 23, we're going to see this Nidhogg move. Decent damage to that Mackie.
Waiting on you,
At this
Commander.
point, our Wolverine is going to sprint into here. We don't want to fire this obstructed LOS for sure, so not at the Mackie, but perhaps at the second Mackie. This is clear LOS. Let's go ahead and do it.
Special delivery.
Structure exposure on that Mackie. And let's see what our ally decides to do here. This, I believe, should be the other Nidhogg. Yeah. Okay, that's not very impactful. As in, there was no impact. The Orion moves up, fires on that Mackie. Gets some decent armor shred in there. I like it.
Commander.
And our Awesome is going to probably stay put, actually, and fire on this Mackie up here. Slight overheat, we take it.
Taking the shot.
Okay, only one hit there.
Over the red line.
Slightly unfortunate. This Mackie will move. And it backs off a little bit and fires on the Nidhogg. Doesn't do a lot of damage there, but it does get some internal damage on the Nidhogg. We're going to move up with our Salamander, and I think at this point, we fire Guided Direct at this Mackie. That's a knockdown. Excellent. So the Emperor moves up, fires on that same Nidhogg. That's a shoot down. We're not surprised by that. They've really been hitting that Nidhogg hard. So at this point,
How's it going?
our Centurion is going to move up here.
Heading out.
And we're going to fire on this Mackie, and in all honesty, we fire in X2 mode. This could very easily be a kill. And there it is.
Bad guy down.
Fantastic.
Yup.
Next up, our Hector will position itself here.
Acknowledge, Commander.
And just checking hit odds here. I think this Mackie is the one that we go for. Slight overheat, we take it.
Firing. Watch my heat.
The HVAC 5 misfired there. That's unfortunate. That's actually very unfortunate.
What's up?
The Orion is going to move up to here.
On my way.
And it can fire on the Emperor or on the Banshee. And the hit odds are better on the Emperor. So that's what we'll do. This is a slight overheat. We'll only fire the one PPC.
Locking on target.
Okay. Got a solid hit in there.
Orders
The Mark II is going to step up to here.
acknowledged.
Checking hit odds on Banshee and Emperor. Both hit odds are kind of low. We're going to fire up here to sink heat. Yeah, I'm not shocked that we missed that. Okay. The Prowler moves up, fires on this Mackie, gets some additional armor shred. There's not a lot of armor left on that Mackie. The Banshee firing on that Nidhogg. Not shocking.
What? No.
That's the same target priority that I would use. Okay, so we are obstructed here, not here, on this Mackie. Let's check those hit odds. They look okay on the Mackie, actually. Let's go ahead and take this, although I'm not going to fire the improved heavy laser because of heat. Or should I not fire the large laser? I should not fire the large laser here, just in case. Okay. But if that had hit, it could have killed the Mackie. Some damage into that Banshee, but not a whole lot. From the Aladdin there. Carrier moves up, fires indirect on the Mackie, does get some internal damage in there. Destroys a PPC. Sets the thing on fire as well. We'll take it. So this Banshee should really be our next target. But I do want to eliminate that Mackie if it doesn't die to turrets here. Some thermobaric explosions there, but not a kill. How about here? It's a lot of internal damage. That'll be a knockdown. Maybe a pilot ejection? No? Okay. So our Wolverine is going to move to be able to hit that Mackie. And the ideal location here would, I guess, be here. Probably not in perfect range, but it'll do just fine. Finish him.
Got it.
A lot of armor hits there.
There's more where that came from.
Interesting. I was not expecting that many armor hits, but there's basically no armor left on this Mackie. There's only 13 total armor left. This has got to be a kill. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So now the Awesome is going to move its way up. And it is going to start working probably on the Banshee here. 28%. Those are the best hit odds. We're going to mostly want to sink heat here, though.
Firing.
Yeah, we did not succeed in hitting that. That's not shocking.
Gonna need a calibration on my targeting system.
The Orion moves up and fires on the Banshee. Gets a smattering of armor shred there. Nothing too major, but it will definitely do. We're going to move the Orion in over here and check hit odds. Our hit odds are technically quite a bit better on the Emperor. At least with the LRM. With the Ultra AC5, they are better on the Banshee. We're going to go ahead and fire on the Emperor here. Drop this down to X1. I think we may have stray shot that.
Armor's getting stripped off.
Yeah, we did stray shot the AC.
Ready for orders.
Good thing we only fired in X1. The Mark II is going to move up to here, and I would love to fire on that Banshee. Why are our hit odds on the Banshee so low? It's got 3 evasive pips, so that's part of it. Mostly just target moved. Okay. 43%, 33%, and 43%. So technically our hit odds are best on the Banshee, but I don't expect much out of this. We got some damage in there. We'll take it. And actually that got the Banshee unsteady, so that is a pretty big deal. The Salamander is going to move up over here. Here's the question. Do we fire at these guys indirect? 47% is our best option versus 72 guided direct over here. We're going to fire the guided direct. One miss, one hit. Okay. Who do they move in phase 17? That will be the Emperor. The Emperor moves up, fires on the carrier, destroys it. Sure, we don't care. That is completely fine. The Orion is going to position itself here, where it can fire on all 3 targets. 72%. That means the Banshee is the target. I'm going to fire the Rocket 20s as well. And just not the heavy rotary AC5. I want to just shred as much armor as possible off of this Banshee. Okay. Structure exposure.
Taking a critical hit.
Fantastic. We also destroyed a medium laser. The Hector is going to position just here. Now, we need to be worried about our heat generation, so we're going to fire on the Banshee again, but not fire this ERPPC.
10-4.
Okay. Some small amounts of damage there, not a ton. The Battlemaster will position here. 43%. And that's what we take. Heat sink destruction. This guy's reserved back to phase 11 at this point. Okay, we'll see what our allies do. The Prowler moves up, fires on that Banshee. Gets some armor shred in. I like it. That's a knockdown. Okay, sounds good. These guys fire on the Emperor. Managed to get 25 damage in there. Okay. I would have preferred that they fire on the Banshee, but that's okay. The other Banshee moves up, goes for the Nidhogg. Does not shoot it down. Turrets start doing damage to that Banshee. Not a lot of damage so far, though. I mean, that's some damage for sure. The Banshee gets up. It has been pretty thoroughly shredded. So it's not going to survive the next round, for sure. It shoots at our Orion, but misses everything there. Okay, sounds good. It also overheats.
I hear ya.
Our Wolverine is going to step down over here. We're a little concerned about heat at this point, so we're not going to fire the improved heavy laser. We got a couple of crits there, but not really what we needed.
Huh?
That Banshee will not last too much longer, though. Let's see what the Nidhogg does. Decent damage on that Banshee. It's no longer stable. It is now unsteady. Our friend the Orion moves up, fires on the Banshee as well. This could be a kill. And it is indeed. Perfect.
Yes, Commander.
Our Awesome is going to move up over here.
On my way.
Most likely the Banshee. Yeah, we're going to just pot shot at the Banshee here. Hit odds aren't the best, but we hit both of those. Nice.
What's up, boss?
The Centurion moves up. We're going to continue the armor shred on the Banshee, given that we have obstructed LOS of the Emperor right now. And let's get that armor shred rolling. We're going to fire the light tag first on the off chance that it hits. And it didn't. So there's a little bit of armor shred there.
Hey,
Our Battle Master is going to advance
advancing, I guess.
and fire on the Banshee.
Locking in target.
Not bad damage there, actually.
Orders.
That thing doesn't have all that much armor left. Our Orion moves up. It is overheated, of course. So we're just going to fire something like this.
Confirmed.
Decent hits there. It's now unsteady. The Hector moves in. Actually, the Hector probably is going to just stay put. Technically, our hit odds are slightly better on the Emperor. Well, kind of slightly better on the Emperor. I'd call that like a trade-off. Let's go ahead and continue focusing on the Banshee. Yeah, we can't fire this ERPPC.
I'm on him.
Got some stray shot in there. Nice. The Prowler moves up, fires on that Banshee, gets some more armor damage in there. I like it.
Waiting for orders.
Our Madcat Mark II is going to step up. And our hit odds are probably going to be best on the Banshee. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to not fire this Clan ER medium laser. In fact, maybe just not these two ER mediums, because our chances below 30%. Okay. Not a ton of damage out there. Not the best roll, but that's okay. Couple of misses from the turrets there. Actually, that was the Aladdin, not the turrets. Phase 16, that is going to be the Emperor moving. Let's see what it decides to do. I like that position. It got some hits in there. That's fine.
I can't take much
The
more.
reason, of course, that I like that position is because our Salamander can splash damage there very easily. So we're going to step forward to here. And which one of these do we have the better hit odds on? They're exactly the same. So let's do standard direct over here because I do want the splash damage. This is a small overheat. There we go. Excellent. So that's a knockdown over here and an unsteady over here.
Heat gauge is redlining.
Turrets are going to miss the Banshee. Makes me sad. That's a good amount of damage into that Banshee there. There we go. Engine destruction on the Banshee. Fantastic. So all that's left is the Emperor. We're going to step up with our Wolverine to here,
On my way.
since we need to close in a little further. We'll see what we can get. Maybe we can get a knockdown here. Or an AC5 ammo explosion.
Should've run
That
when
works
you
too.
had the chance.
We made really short work of two very heavy lances there. Some of it was luck. There was no doubt about it. We took out some of those mechs far faster than we had any right to. But also, we do a lot of damage. Like, that's just something we need to remember. We do a whole lot of damage now. So 1.3 mil. Fantastic. And what do we actually want to salvage? Yeah, the Hector is going to need to repair its HVAC 5, but that's okay. What do we actually want to salvage here? We could get 3 Banshee parts. I'm not really interested in the Mackie parts. But we could definitely get 3 Banshee parts. And maybe roulette the others? Let's do it. So we got 4 total Banshee parts there. We got an Emperor part. Sounds good. Do we want these AC5s? We'll keep them for now. Large laser, medium laser, 3 of them. We'll get rid of those. Generic heat sinks, primitive cockpits, and AC5 ammo. We don't need that. Okay. Well, I don't think that we have a spare Banshee part. We may have run into one, and I should check that, but I don't think that we have one, as far as I'm aware. So we may not be able to ready a Banshee, but that's fine, honestly. A mech needs an engine core to function. You don't say. Like, that's one of those really obvious statements. Thanks, loading screen tips. Okay, how much is that going to cost us to repair, Yang? 535? Sounds good. Get started on that. Prioritize the Black Knight. And the Hector did not get queued up. So let's hawk in here, apparently. Let's hop in here, and let's get the Hector repaired. So we're just going to repair that HVAC. 900 C-bills and 1 day for that. Fantastic.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
And let's hop into the storage as well, just to make sure that we don't have a Banshee ready to go. I mean, this is a primitive Banshee, so there's also that. Yeah, we're not ready to do that. So it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll get these couple of repairs done and head out again before the financial tick. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.